not sure these heifers enjoy the opportunity to be out of the barn today. But we'll make this a quick decision. Three really great representatives of the Ayrshire breed. There's not a lot of county fairs that would have this many Ayrshires. I'm going to go ahead and make our fall calf our junior champion. I think a heifer that's got the right combination of dairiness and parts and correctness to deserve that honor. It gets a little closer for me for our reserve junior champion. There's definitely things you like about the spring calf. You like her dairiness. Reserve junior champion. I appreciate her strength and straightness of lines.
Congratulations to Addison Brand, Junior Dairy Ayrshire Champion. That award is sponsored by Jim Brand. And congratulations to Zoe May, Junior Dairy Ayrshire Reserve Champion, sponsored by Weller Farms. Next up will be Brown Swiss, Class 4, the Winter Heifer Calves. Entering the ring is Kellen Carnahan.
Again, a single entry in our Brown Swiss heifer class, a class heifer you appreciate for her length from end to end, her cleanliness. A heifer we would like to give her, if I were going to change her and I'm making considerations as I breed this heifer, I'd want to find a bull that's going to give her some additional strength, some more width in the chest floor and spring of rib. But overall, a nice Brown Swiss heifer for this young man. And we'll hold our applause on these single heifers until we come back for junior champion. How's that?
Moving into Class 5, Brown Swiss Fall Heifer Calf. Entering the ring is McKenna May.
Single entry again here in our fall heifer class. A heifer, again, you admire for her dairiness. Be sharp over the top line, flat and curving in the thigh, and has a flat, refined bone, especially for a Brown Swiss heifer. A great project for this young lady. We're going to hold our applause. And she acted the most like a Brown Swiss, has the most breed character. She was stubborn and didn't want to walk for her.
Moving into Class 6, Brown Swiss Fall Yearling Heifer. Entering the ring is Zoe May.
A great yearling representative of the Brown Swiss breed, of probably of all the Brown Swiss heifers we've had come out today, a heifer you truly admire for her dairy strength, showing a lot of width in the chest floor, and has more drop and spring to both fore and rear rib. Two things we'd like to change about this heifer: clean her up in the head and neck a little bit. But again, that's a little bit of the Brown Swiss breed. And then a heifer that in the rump, she gets a little high in the pens, and we like to level that rump out to help her through the next phase of life. Let's bring our other Swiss in, and we'll get our junior champion selected.
Entering the ring is Kelton Carnahan and McKenna May, joining Zoe May.
For our junior champion, Brown Swiss, I'm going to go ahead and stick with this yearling. I really admire the dairy strength she has. She's more harmonious blending from head to shoulders into body wall, and I appreciate that dairy strength. Our reserve junior champion will be our heifer here in the center. Really appreciate her structural correctness, her dairiness, and she's probably the sharpest heifer in the ring, and we do appreciate that. Let's give all of our Brown Swiss exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations to the Junior Dairy Brown Swiss champion, Zoe May. The award is sponsored by Volcraft. And congratulations to the Junior Dairy Brown Swiss Reserve champion, McKenna May. That award is sponsored by Maniacs Mulch and More. Next up will be Guernsey. We'll start with Class 7. It's the Guernsey Spring Heifer Calf. Entering the ring is Brian Shipper.
County Fair Week's always a great week, and I hope it's not, everyone thinks it's a reflection. As these heifers have come out and you're thinking, wow, did these kids work with these heifers? I guarantee you that these kids have all worked with these heifers. You come to the county fair, they're tied up in a barn for a lot longer than they're normally tied up, and then they come into a ring with people they haven't seen a lot of, and sometimes they don't always behave the way you hope they would, but I know I've worked with some of my kids, and they work so hard at home, and we get to fair, and they just don't lead the way you think they're going to lead, and it sure isn't for effort in trying to get them ready. This is a beautiful representation of the Guernsey breed, a great spring heifer calf, a heifer you admire for her dairiness from end to end. She is the deepest ribbed heifer we've probably seen today so far. You admire that depth of rib. The couple of things I just changed about her, that deep rib also comes sometimes with you want to just stretch them out a little bit and make them longer from end to end. But overall, a really nice representation of the Guernsey breed. We got one more Guernsey, then I think we'll get our heifer selection. We'll give them a round of applause after that.
Entering the ring for Class 8, a Guernsey Summer Yearling Heifer, is Paul Shipper.
Just one, again, Guernsey Summer Yearling, a heifer you admire for being strong and straight over the top line. Again, that depth of fore-rib, drop to rib, just a great representation of the Guernsey breed. And if I would, recommendation to help this heifer clean her up a little bit around, make her longer and leaner in the neck. A heifer that's just pushing a little bit of weight more in the thigh area today. And probably give her a little wider in the rump so that tail head lies more neatly beneath the pins. We're going to go ahead and bring our spring heifer right back up here, and we'll get our junior and reserve junior champion Guernsey selected. And today, for me, I think it's a real logical choice to use our spring calf as our junior champion. This is just a beautiful heifer calf that has a lot of dairiness and depth of rib and correctness that you admire. And our summer yearling will be our reserve junior champion. Let's give our Guernsey exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations to our Junior Dairy Guernsey champion, Brian Shipper. That award is sponsored by Maniacs Mulch and More. Also, congratulations to our Junior Dairy Guernsey Reserve champion, Paul Shipper. That award is sponsored by the DeKalb County Extension Homemakers. Moving into Holsteins, we'll start with Class 9, Spring Heifer Calf. Entering the ring, Eli Patty, Zayden Moreno, Coy Aldrich, again, and Kellen Carnahan.
In our Holstein Spring Heifer class, we have two heifers at the top have easily sorted herself to the top, and some of you may want to flip them and go the other way. It's your opinion. Today, I prefer this heifer in first for the definite advantage and width of the chest floor, spring of rib. She's just got some more dairy strength that she's exhibiting today. I do appreciate this very dairy heifer in second, this white heifer. You really appreciate the dairiness, depth of rib. And it's definitely that advantage in being taller, stronger, or taller, longer, stretchier dairy that places her over a black heifer in third. Although you do, not to take away from the width that this heifer possesses for end to end, and it's that advantage in being taller and longer that gets over our heifer here in fourth. Our heifers here in fourth and fifth, just younger heifers today that are disadvantaged in age, but again, excellent projects for these young men and a great start to their dairy experience in the ring. Let's give all of our spring heifer exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations to our Class 9 winner, Coy Aldrich. We'll move into Class 10, the Holstein Winter Heifer Calves. Entering the ring is Eli Patty, Zayden Moreno, Claire May, and Henley Haynes.
In this winter Holstein heifer class, four very different heifers. And if you wanted to argue with me about lining them up differently, I probably wouldn't argue with you. There's a little bit of difference. They look one way on the move. When you stop them, you get a little different look. But I think for me today, I'm still going to stick with this black heifer on top. She is the heifer that, while she's not the tallest heifer in the class, is the most structurally correct, has the most depth of rib, really has the most eye appeal in the group today. And then this heifer in second, you appreciate that she is longer from end to end, maybe not as depth and open as rib, but a little more structurally correct. Stronger or straighter over the top line than our big growthy heifer here in third. And it's the heifer in third, her advantage in just size and scale and stretch and being a little cleaner, a little more openness rib than our heifer here in fourth. Our heifer here in fourth, no doubtedly, has been well loved. She's very clean, well taken care of, great heifer for this young man. But as we move forward with her, this is a heifer we like to be a little cleaner over the top line, flatter, more curving the thigh, and showing more openness and sweep to rib. Let's give these individuals a round of applause.
Congratulations to our Class 10 winner, Claire May. Moving into Class 11, the Holstein Fall Heifer Calf. Entering the ring, Brantley Aldrich. Followed by Jackson Brand.
Handy placing here in our fall heifer class, a heifer, our black and white heifer, just a heifer that has a definite advantage in being cleaner, longer, maybe not as long and lean in the neck as I'd like to see her, but definitely shows more depth and openness of rib, sharper over the hooks and pins, flatter, more incurving than the thigh, and a heifer that definitely does have an advantage in showing more depth to both fore and rear rib. Not to take away for our dairy strength here of the heifer in second, we do admire her strength throughout, even though she's not handling the best for the young man today. Let's give those two exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations to our Class 11 winner, Jackson Brand. Moving on to Class 12, the Holstein Summer Yearling Heifer. Entering the ring is Gavin Payne.
just one entry here in our summer yearling heifer class. Definitely a heifer you admire for her balance and correctness throughout. Let's give the young man a round of applause for hanging in there with this beautiful heifer.
Congratulations to our Class 12 winner, Gavin Payne. We'll move into Class 13. The Holstein Spring Yearling Heifer. Entering the ring is Della Payne.
A really nice spring yearling heifer in our Holstein heifer class. A heifer you do admire for her style and balance throughout. She's long from end to end, very structurally correct. Let's give this young lady a round of applause.
Congratulations to our Class 13 winner, Della Payne.
And Della had a great cheering section over there. You did a great job.
Moving into Class 14, the Holstein Winter Yearling Heifer. Entering the ring is Claire May.
In our interview earlier today, this young lady told me this was her favorite heifer. She's not so sure right now if it's still her favorite. But a heifer, again, heifer you admire for definitely having that width of chest floor spring to both fore and rib. She's full in the crop. She's strong in the chine. Deep-ribbed heifer. A heifer we'd like to change, like to see her to be more nearly level from hooks to pens. I'm not, heifers with a little extra weight this time of year getting close to calving. Wow, if we were going to show at a bigger level, that would be a bigger issue. But today, this heifer needs that to get to the next stage. Let's give this young lady a round of applause.
Congratulations to our Class 14 winner, Claire May. We'll bring the Junior Dairy Holstein class winners back into the ring. Entering first is Henley Haynes, followed by Claire May, followed by Jackson Brand, Gavin Payne, Della Payne, and Claire May.
For our junior champion in Holstein today, I did pick out the 3 heifers that to me were the best heifers in the show that fit the type and kind of heifers that I do enjoy working with. This spring heifer calf, you admire her for dairiness, depth of rib, correctness of parts. This fall heifer calf, again, a heifer you really like how structurally correct she is, long from end to, or strong and straight over the top line. She's really structurally correct, got a lot of depth of rib, and carries that into that flank and area. And not to take away, we have a great spring yearling heifer here as well. A heifer that is probably the longest heifer we've had in the show today, a lot of stretch. Again, strong and straight over the top line. And again, a great representation. Let's give these Holstein exhibitors a round of applause, and then I'll select my junior champion. Again, I'm going to stay with this fall heifer calf, heifer that I just admire that depth of rib and especially carrying it deeper in the rear rib. And that it's that advantage in depth of rib that just over this great stretchy spring yearling that I'm going to use for reserve, and then an honorable mention to our spring calf. Let's give all of our Holstein exhibitors another round of applause.
Congratulations to your junior dairy Holstein champion, Jackson Brand. Also, congratulations to the Junior Dairy Holstein Reserve Champion, Della Payne. Both awards are sponsored by Raymond and Pat Malcolm and families. Moving on to Jersey, we'll start with Class 15, the fall heifer calf. Entering the ring is Brantley Aldrich, followed by Anthony Medellin.
Heifer here in second. I do admire the heifer in second for being stronger and straighter over the top. Give our 2 Jersey exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations to our Class 15 winner, Brantley Aldrich. Moving on to Class 16, the Jersey Fall Yearling Heifer. Entering the ring is Kendra Carnahan, shown by Eli Patty.
Again, just one Jersey representative in this class, a heifer that we admire her for length from end to end and her dairiness throughout. Let's give this young man a round of applause. And if we had a tail award, I think she'd get the coolest tail award.
Congratulations to our Class 16 winner, Kendra Carnahan. Moving on to Class 17, the Jersey Winter Yearling Heifer. Entering the ring is Brantley Aldrich, followed by McKenna May.
In this Jersey yearling heifer class, starting with a heifer that's just a little fresher appearing today, cleaner definitely about the head and neck over the top line, hooks and pins. And it's that cleanliness and strength over the top line that placed her over our really growthy heifer in second that's going to be coming here with a calf here in about 60 days. Great projects for both our exhibitors. Let's give them a round of applause.
Congratulations to our Class 17 winner, McKenna May. Moving on to the Junior Dairy Jersey Champion. Entering the ring is Brantley Aldrich. Kendra Carnahan, and joining McKenna May.
For our Junior Jersey Champion today, I'm going to stay with this fall yearling here on the end. I think this heifer has the best combination of style and balance and dairiness and structural correctness today to represent the Jersey breed. For our reserve junior champion, I'll come back down here to the other end to our fall heifer calf, a real growthy heifer that you really appreciate her strength and dairiness. An honorable mention will go to our heifer here in the middle. Let's give all of our Jersey exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations to the Junior Dairy Jersey Champion, McKenna May. That award is sponsored by Raymond and Pat Malcolm and families. Also, congratulations to the Junior Dairy Jersey Reserve Champion, Brantley Aldrich. That award is sponsored by Dale Moffler. Moving on to milking shorthorns. We'll start with Class 18, the fall heifer calf. Entering the ring is Brantley Aldrich.
Just one fall heifer calf here, real growthy heifer with a lot of strength and width that you admire. Let's give the young man a round of applause.
Moving on to Class 19, the Milking Shorthorn Winter Heifer Calf. Entering the ring is Reagan Brand.
Just one Milking Shorthorn winter calf, a heifer you truly admire for her dariness, length from end to end, just an overall excellent representation of the Milking Shorthorn breed. Let's give this young lady a round of applause.
Moving on to Class 20, the Milking Shorthorn Summer Yearling Heifer. Entering the ring is Brantley Aldrich.
Again, just a single injury here in our summer yearly Milking Shorthorn heifer class. A heifer you do admire for her being long from end to end, being structurally correct in the feet and legs, having them squarely placed beneath the rump. Now, this is a heifer that when I analyze her, she is a little truly heavy. But when I look at the bone quality of the leg, I know this heifer has the ability to have some dairiness. She has a flat, refined bone. We just need to quit feeding her so much. Does she get corn? I bet she gets corn silage, doesn't she? Yeah. So let's give him a round of applause.
Now we'll bring in all of our Junior Dairy Milking Shorthorn class winners. Entering the ring is Reagan Brand, Brantley Aldrich, and Brantley Aldrich.
for our junior champion milking shorthorn heifer. I think I have a handy winner for that junior champion slot, and this is beautiful winter calf. Just beautiful dairiness from end to end. And this very rowdy, beautiful red summer yearling here on the end will be our reserve junior champion heifer. I really think this is a very structurally correct, really nice heifer. And I understand the challenges sometimes of where we've got to feed them and what we can do and not do, but this is a really nice heifer. And if we were going to take her on to a next level, she's obviously going to say goodbye to corn silage for a while, huh? Yeah. Let's give our milking shorthorn exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations to the Junior Dairy Milking Shorthorn Champion, Reagan Brand. And congratulations to the Junior Dairy Milking Shorthorn Reserve Champion, Brantley Aldrich. Both awards are sponsored by the DeKalb County Extension Homemakers. We'll move on to the overall Junior Dairy Champion. Entering the ring, Addison Brand, Zoe May, Brian Shipper, Jackson Brand, McKenna May, and Reagan Brand.
Let's give all of our heifer exhibitors a round of applause. There's not very many county fairs that you will go to that will have all 6 dairy breeds represented, and you have some really outstanding representations of each of the breeds here today. And there's a lot of reasons why does a heifer get supreme, why does it get reserve. Some people will argue, well, this heifer will do better at the next level, but we're not doing next level today. It's what we have in the ring today. And I think for me today, the supreme heifer is going to be our Holstein heifer. And then our reserve is going to be the Guernsey heifer. Let's give them a round of applause.
Congratulations to our overall junior dairy champion, Jackson Brand. That award is sponsored by Bill Van Wy and family. And congratulations to our overall junior dairy reserve champion, Brian Shipper. That award is sponsored by Brian and Stephanie Clifford and family. We will now take a 5-minute break. I want to really quickly, though, acknowledge our Thursday sponsor of the day. The Northeastern Group Realtors have been committed to serving Allen County and the surrounding communities since 2009, with the exciting addition of an Auburn office in 2019. Their Auburn Realtors are proud members of our community and dedicated to serving all of your real estate needs with excellence and care. Their agents are honored to be voted Reader's Choice #1 real estate company in 2025. They want to wish all the 4-H'ers good luck, and they hope that they enjoy making memories that will last a lifetime. Please visit the Northeastern Group Realtor tent right outside the building. Thank you. We'll be back soon.